It's Monday, June 4, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Government's decision to suspend Barbados's foreign commercial debt payments is causing some jitters among the island's creditors. So says economist Jeremy Stephen, who says Prime Minister Mia Mottley will have to issue a detailed statement to put creditors and their concerns to rest. Last Friday, Mottley, who's also finance minister, announced the move against the backdrop of the island's low foreign reserves, which up to last Thursday stood at US $220 million, or just 7 weeks of import cover. Stephen told Barbados Today it was a gusty but understandable move. He however says the Prime Minister will have to act sooner rather than later to put creditors at ease.
It is known internationally that if you default on debt payments, and without reason to continue those debt payments, say like you defaulted wholesale, say you can't pay this time around. If you don't make provisions to pay that debt back in 15 days after you decided not to, the external investors can, based on contracts, call in the principal. That's standard with Credit Suisse. That's written into the Credit Suisse contract. That was a public document that you can choose to look at, and that's written into many other contracts when it comes to these kind of loans. 15 days they can ask for accelerated payments on the principal. And so therefore it's important for the Prime Minister to deliver a statement in the said 15 days she spoke to, 2 weeks she spoke to, and within that time, the Prime Minister, or at that time, the Prime Minister should explain if they're going to resume payments, and or if she is found a new source of external financing to replace or to ease those payments.
The move triggered a downgrade from the Trinidad-based rating agency CARICRIS at the weekend. The agency dropped Barbados's rating to Carry C on the foreign currency rating and Carry C on the local currency rating on the regional rating scale. Stephen warns that more downgrades are likely even as the country prepares to engage the International Monetary Fund to tackle the island's economic woes. Stephen has adopted a wait-and-see approach to the IMF's intervention. While he suggests it is a late cause, he believes it could put the island on the path to recovery. He, however, says it will be rough in the short term and much will depend on the reform the IMF's mission recommends.
So the question comes down to how bad the situation truly is in Barbados as more information is being uncovered as to our indebtedness and the problems that we have in our financial system and economy and in government. You see, things are coming to light. And the Mia Mottley administration, the PM Mottley administration, seemingly has been bringing more of these issues to light than the previous administration were willing to share with the public. Mm-hmm. So, again, in the short run, the adjustments will be hard since the economy, I remember 16%, between 16 to 18% of our economic activity is based on government's consumption, government looking to spend, government looking to keep hospitals open, government looking to educate our children, government just spending money. Mm-hmm. So if they reduce their expenditure budget greatly, depending on how bad the situation truly is, then yeah, it'd be bad for some time. And then depending on the other reforms suggested or forced on us by the IMF, coming out of this, if it's necessary, it could be that in 2 years the country could recover, or it could be 5. It depends again on how strenuous these reforms are expected to be.
Meanwhile, former Central Bank Governor Dr. Delisle Worrell has been weighing in on the issue. In a brief statement with Barbados Today, he explained that the most precious assets possessed by the government in facing the current foreign exchange crisis are its long-term exchange rate peg and its unblemished record for servicing its debt in full and on time, and those, he says, must be preserved at all costs. He explains that the key to doing so is to cut the public service by approximately 1,500 jobs and to reduce subsidies to government-owned entities by 10% in the first instance. Worrell says if this is done, the government will be able to meet its debt obligations in full, relieve pressure on the foreign exchange market, and balance the fiscal current account. However, speaking on the current affairs program Down to Brass Tacks yesterday, noted political scientist Dr. George Bell said the government has to look at alternative measures beyond cutting jobs.
We have seen the results of policies that were struggling to do that, and people who were trying to convince somebody that this was the way to go, and all it has done is to reduce the economy and to cause everybody to suffer. And the people decisively rejected it. Every seat of the past government was lost. I don't know you could have wanted a harsher and firmer statement that that is not what Barbadians want. We know that if you keep cutting, you're going to keep almost like creating a cannibalistic economy, and you're going into yourself. And that's what we have experienced. I believe that a firm and clear look at the state-owned enterprises, that is where we probably have to concentrate with some energy now, and to see how we can adjust those as quickly as possible. And I would say, yes, go to see if some of them can go into the private sector in order to try to not to hurt as many people as could be.
Toward the news of the day, Governor General Dame Sandra Mason will administer the oath of allegiance to independent senators at Government House at 10 o'clock this morning. And at 2 p.m., the members of the House of Assembly, as well as opposition senators, will take their oath ahead of tomorrow's opening of the new session of Parliament.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from the region now, and the failure to appoint a Bermudan as the country's next top cop is not sitting well with the National Security Minister Wayne Keynes. Stephen Coblishley, a chief superintendent from the United Kingdom, has been selected as the new commissioner of the Bermuda Police Service for a 5-year term.
I'm responsible for a number of ministries. And every ministry that I have responsibility for, it is my hope, as it is the hope of every right-thinking Bermudian, that we have a trained Bermudian to take over and lead that entity. This government believes in Bermuda, and we believe in putting the right Bermudians in place. We support any plan that has Bermudians that are rightly trained and fit for purpose in leadership roles.
Pressed on what government's position might be on a non-Bermudian succeeding Commissioner Michael De Silva,
all of the people that applied for this job had to do so in a competitive and an open and a transparent method. The governor should be challenged onto what the rubrics were. The governor should be challenged to what the standard was. The governor has the opportunity to say who were on the tribunal. But what is clear, this government believes that from Prospect Primary to Cedar Bridge to Bermuda College, right on through to university, that Bermudians are capable, they are strong enough, that they are intelligent enough to lead any and every government department, which includes the Bermuda Police Service, and we will not resile from that.
And finally, on the international scene, a national emergency response is underway in Guatemala after the Fuego volcano erupted, killing at least 7 people and injuring nearly 300 more. According to officials at the National Disaster Prevention Agency, a river of lava hit a village southwest of Guatemala City, destroying houses and burning people inside. Evacuations and searches are currently underway, and the international airport in Guatemala City has been forced to shut down its only runway due to volcanic ash. Local experts say the eruption is the biggest since 1974. And on that note, we come to the end of our news update. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. And you can also sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and Bus Terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And don't forget to tune in to Mix 96.9 FM for the very latest. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.